The Little Mermaid. Once upon a time, deep beneath the shimmering blue sea, there lived a mighty sea king with his 6 beautiful daughters. They were all happy in their underwater kingdom, except for the youngest and most enchanting of them all. She longed for the world above, fascinated by the golden sunlight, the lush green trees, and the creatures that walked on land. Every day she would swim to the surface, gazing at the sky, dreaming of a life beyond the ocean waves. One fateful night, as she floated near the surface, she saw a grand ship struggling against a fierce storm. The wind howled, the waves crashed, and suddenly, the ship broke apart. Among the wreckage, a young prince was thrown into the sea, struggling to stay afloat. Without hesitation, the Little Mermaid swam to him, cradling him in her arms. She carried him to shore, watching over him as he lay unconscious on the sand. As she gazed upon his face, her heart filled with love. Before he could awaken, she disappeared into the waves, leaving him to be found by people from the nearby kingdom. Back in her underwater palace, the Little Mermaid could not forget the prince. Day and night, she thought of him, longing to be part of his world. Desperate, she sought the help of the Sea Witch, a mysterious and powerful sorceress. "I can give you legs," the witch said, with a sly smile. "But in return, you must give me your voice. Once you become human, you will never speak again." The Little Mermaid hesitated, but knew she had no other choice. She drank the witch's potion, and in an instant, her tail disappeared, replaced by 2 human legs. The transformation was painful, but when she opened her eyes, she saw herself as a beautiful young girl dressed in a delicate gown. With a heart full of hope, she made her way to the prince's castle. The prince was kind and took her in, offering her a place in his palace. Though she could not speak, her grace and beauty captivated him. She danced for him, her every movement filled with emotion. They spent joyful days together, and for a while, she dared to believe that he might love her as she loved him. But soon, the kingdom was filled with celebration. The prince was to marry a princess from a neighboring land. The Little Mermaid watched in silent sorrow as he pledged his love to another. Her heart ached, but she could not shed a single tear. One night, as she sat alone by the shore, her sisters rose from the waves. Their hair was gone, given to the Sea Witch in exchange for a magic dagger. "If you pierce the prince's heart before sunrise, you will become a mermaid again," they whispered. The Little Mermaid took the dagger and walked to the prince's chamber. He lay peacefully beside his new bride. She stood over him, her hands trembling. But as she gazed at his face, she knew she could never harm him. She loved him too much. Instead, she kissed his forehead softly, then turned and ran toward the sea. As the first light of dawn touched the horizon, she leaped into the ocean. But instead of sinking, she felt herself rise, surrounded by a warm, golden light. Her pain disappeared, and she felt lighter than ever before. She was not vanishing, but transforming. Perhaps, in her kindness and sacrifice, she had been granted a fate far greater than she had ever imagined. Moral: true love is selfless, and kindness is always rewarded.